Melissa, welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. It was really great to meet with your whole family last week.
Yes, I think the kids really benefited from it. They were really excited to come in and talk about it. And a great thing was the hospital gave kids the stuffed animal to take
Oh,
home. So it kind of gave them like a little more of a comfort that knowing that she's going to be okay. She broke her front legs and everything like that. So that they're really taking care of her. And the kids are seem more at ease now knowing that she is going to be all right and that we talked about it.
absolutely. And I could tell like there were so many emotions going through the room when we were sitting in here. I could tell that your daughter had a very sad outlook on her dog, and you were telling me earlier that the dog was really close to her and would sleep under her bed. So I can see how the dog not being a part of her life anymore could be very hard for her. But your son took it in a very different approach. I feel like he was more sheltered and cut off from everybody, and it was very hard for him to open up. Is he like that usually?
Not usually, but he kind of has. I mean, it's one of those things. I feel like he's more a kid that keeps everything inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
That he doesn't want to express his feelings because he doesn't want to disappoint or upset anyone. So I feel like he was kind of like pushed himself in the corner because he didn't want to be a part of it. But
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that he needs to, start learning at the age of 3 that it's okay to talk about things and it's okay to have certain feelings.
How do you think you can implement that at home? How do you think you can get
Um,
him to talk?
Well, we kind of at home have like asked him like questions over and over again. We ask him to do certain things. We have him help more. It's kind of one of those things to get him more like adjusted into like our everyday routine.
Mm-hmm.
We're home. He likes to play independently and be by himself, and the dog would always be with him or something like that. So it's kind of one of those things that it's like. I mean, he's still young, but he needs to learn to accept and see things the way they are.
And being a sheltered off person and maybe not having the ability to communicate with people as well as he would want to, or even you would want to, maybe like the dog was his like way. You know what I mean? That was his way of communicating with something or having a friendship or not really having a relationship with another person.
I never
You
thought of
know?
it that way. Maybe it was in that aspect that he takes more to the dog. Little kids have their imaginary friends or things like that. I mean, I know he does. When she's in his room, he plays like her, which is like down lines of balls, Thomas trains all around her and stuff. So maybe that is a connection that they do have that I just never realized that, you know, could really
Yeah.
help him.
You never know with animals. They bring the best out of us, and maybe that dog is actually helping to bring like his social life out and make him more outgoing. You know what I mean? And want to be around people more, and want to like having to do with something with people instead of just like sheltering himself off. I know my daughter. She has a cat, and the cat like it really helped her just come out of her shell and want to like be more outgoing. So
What are some suggestions you think I can do to help him when the dog comes home to put him more at ease? I know she's not going to be able to be up and running around with the kids, but some of the things that can maybe help him
Mhm.
when she does come home to adjust to her situation.
I think you should involve him in her care. I think you should get him to like, if you have to change the bandages, have him help him, help feed the dog. I think you should make sure like, just make him feel like he's important and he's actually helping her get better. I think that would be the best way, because he feels like he can give back to that dog, not the dog is given to him. So just like, if you have like a feeding schedule, be like, okay, it's time for us to feed the dog and bring him down. I feel like he would be really excited about that.
Yeah, she's supposed to come home in 2 days, so I think
Yeah.
that'd be a big benefit for them to help. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, keep getting him involved.
Absolutely. And you said your dad was very close to the dog. How
Yes,
is he
he
taking
is.
everything? I mean, I know he wasn't able to come to the meeting.
I know when my dad's like we're on vacation a lot, so my dad's always with the
Mhm.
dog because we don't take her, and he's kind of like lost in the world, It's just one of those things. She still comes to the front door of her house and she's not there, so it's kind of one of those situations. As in, like he gets really sad, but knowing that she's coming home, I know it's going to be.
Yeah. And you said your dad wasn't really doing too well. Like he's sick. Is that
Yes,
true?
he is.
So I think that's hard. Having the dog being sick and also your father being sick.
Right.
So how are you balancing all
It's
of that?
kind of tough, but
Yeah.
take one day at a time, and he's getting his health around, and I think he's ready for retirement. So I think when she's home, I think she'll be more his companion
Mhm.
because we work so much and everything. So she'll be with my dad a lot more. So
You find it. So you're saying like you find it hard to make time to go see your father. Then is it difficult with your schedules?
it is. It's very
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
It's just the kids are running here and there. We work full time, and it's just one of those things that I don't even have enough time for myself. So
Yeah.
I'm just in a rock with a hard place right now.
Have you had a close relationship with your dad growing up?
Yeah, very close. He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm daddy's little girl, so it's one of those tough situations.
What is one of your fondest memories with your dad? I'm going to bring that out so we can kind of change it into a positive one here.
Just growing up, my dad was always at all my hockey games, my softball games. My dad never missed a college field hockey game, and it's just one of those things. He's the biggest fan on the sidelines, so it's something that I do cherish each and every day.
And I imagine that hard, being him, your biggest supporter growing up, and just like finding it so hard to find those times to spend with him. I can imagine. Do your kids are they very close with him?
Yes, they're very close, especially my son. He's just happy as a little boy, so
that's awesome.
It's great to see both of them together.
Wow, that's amazing. What would you say that your kids have been like? Has their mood altered since being here?
No, they kind of are more, I think, at ease, and they feel better about themselves, especially my daughter, because she got to talk about how she felt, not just to me, but to someone else, so she could hear someone else's opinion. So I think it really helped her, and she's now to the understanding point that everything's going to be okay.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad everything worked out pretty well here. I want to try something else with your kids. Maybe, while your dog is away, bringing them to like a place where there is animals. They seem to really enjoy animals. So maybe like spending a day and taking to the zoo. Like there's Lake Tobias. I know it's like a little bit away, but if you take them there, they could go to the petting zoo and kind of like be immersed with all the llamas and the goats and being able to pet them and be around the animals. Maybe that would be like a good family trip for you guys.
That's a great idea.
So you guys could really like have that connection with the animals, and I feel like your son will flourish. Just like
he loves animals.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, maybe next week you could try that. You can come back. You can go to Lake Tobias. You can come back and tell me how the experience goes and how everybody's emotions were.
That sounds like a great plan.
That's awesome. Well, I'll see you next week then.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.